Unwrapped is brought to you in part by Cooler Guard with the cleaning power of enzymes, Mercer Sports, Okuma Fishing, Let's Get Inspired, P-Line, Bennington Self-Storage, The Outdoor Experience Guide Service, Corker Boots, White Rocks Design Studio, who has been serving Southern Vermont for over 25 years, Hoffman Lures, Sugar Mountain Trading Company, Outdoor Secrets Unwrapped Hot Sauce, and a proud member of the Southwest Chamber of Commerce. Welcome in to Outdoor Secrets Unwrapped. I'm your host, Chris Bates, and boy, Erika Tanner and myself are on the road again. We have decided to come to the Hungry Trout Fly Shop, and we want to thank Evan for putting all this together today for us. And we are going to go do a little bit of fly fishing 101, and I have Reed Atkinson here today. And Reed's going to spend a little time talking about how he got started, how he came to be, and then we're going to talk about, is it really an expensive sport? So, Reed, how in the world do you end up here?
So, I was born and raised here in the Adirondacks, and
lucky you.
Absolutely. I don't take it for granted at all. I'm happy to be here every day, and of course, growing up here, one of the things you do is fishing, and I fished from a very young age, and found fly fishing probably in my early 20s, I think it was.
Okay.
I've been fly fishing ever since then, and pretty early on I knew it was going to be one of those things that I kind of had to do. You know, there was a drive to do it, very passionate about it, and so it was pretty obvious early on.
I always ask myself this, and I ask other people in our business, right? What determined how you said, you know what, I'm going to be a guide? How did that come about?
Well, there aren't too many ways that you can go about fly fishing all day and making a living at it. So it was also a combination of that and the fact that you get to work closely with people, meet all kinds of really great new people like yourselves, and just be out in nature enjoying what we have here every day.
So back in Vermont, I fish both fly fish and I spin cast. Sometimes some of my traditional fly anglers, that's cheating. But before I get into that, is fly fishing an expensive sport to get into? Or can you do it, fly fishing 101, can you do it on a lower budget?
You can absolutely do it on a lower budget, and it all depends on what you are looking for as a person. I mean, you can make it as minimalist as you want. You can take your grandfather's old fly rod from the garage,
the bamboo rod,
and probably want to put a new line on it.
Right.
Go out there in your shorts and sneakers and wet wade in and go fish, or you can make it as expensive as you want, like a lot of sports.
So, for fishing 101, right? Can you get started $500?
Oh, for sure, yeah. And so I'd say the basic setup is probably, a modern rod and reel setup. a pair of waders. And, you know, the things that you want to spend the money on are probably the waders.
Right.
You know, reel isn't super important. The rod isn't totally crucial. Your fly line is going to be kind of important, but out the door you're looking at about $500 or $600 for quality stuff that's going to last you several years.
And do you, like, for me, I always wear boots. Some people buy the all-in-one thing. Again, if you're really not going to get too involved in the sport, probably those would be the way to go.
Yeah, sure, and it depends on if you're if you want something for dual use. If you're a duck hunter, you know, maybe it makes sense to get some nice boot foot waders and do that. The nice thing about the boots that, like you and I wear with the stocking foot waders, is that you've got options. Now, if you want to put on a pair of felt boots, you can do that, or the boots wear out before the waders do. You can replace that, and they're a little more comfortable, I find, as well.
So, do you find? So, I find that when I don't know something and I go into a shop, like you guys have a really cool shop in which we're going to show people the shop.
Sure.
To me, it would be intimidating. How does somebody go into a place and not be overwhelmed with, get this, get this, get this? What's the first step they need to do?
So the first thing I'd say to do would be to walk in and say, hey, I'm brand new. Can you kind of demystify some of this for me? Show me what I need, what I don't need, because I've read a lot about it online and I just can't quite put it together.
And it's like anything, you know, how do you find that quality shop or that quality guide? How do you do that? You know, just because I'm asking, wow, is the Hungry Trout Fly Shop the place to go? Of course it is. Come on in, you know. It's like, how do you know?
Well, to be honest, there aren't too many fly shops left at this point in time. And it seems like the stuff that is left are usually some pretty great operations. You know, they've weathered the whole online retailer space storm, and they're still here, still selling stuff, still running guide operations. So if the shop's there, odds are it's a pretty good place. And if you've got more than one option in your area, then I would absolutely ask around and see what people think, and you know, what people prefer, and odds are you're going to find a 50-50, some like this, but most fly shops, you know, if somebody's got the you know, the urge to have a fly shop and keep the thing up and running and keep it in business, they're usually pretty good people, and they're usually really good to work with and are going to help you out. Right.
All right. Well, I'm kind of excited. I can't wait for Erika to get all gussied up with her waders, her boots, and everything. So we're going to take a quick break, everybody, and when we come back, we will be getting Erika all suited up, and you're going to learn how to do that. So with that, we'll be back with more right after
Everybody, Ray Tiffany with S2S Outdoors. You are watching Outdoor Secrets Unwrapped.
We're going to let this bad boy go, but wow, look at that fish.
Oh my God, that's a
wow. The Outdoor Tip of the Week is brought to you by Bennington Self Storage.
Welcome back to Outdoor Secrets Unwrapped. I'm Dale Helgeson with your Outdoor Tip of the Week. Today we're going to talk about all your products that you have. So right now I have a bunch of fishing equipment up here. It could be fishing, hunting, camping, hiking, whatever it is. Anything that you insure, make sure you have the right value for property replacement in your policy. This is not something a lot of people talk about. So in my boat or in my garage, I have a lot of equipment because I fish tournaments and guide. So for me to value all this equipment, you have to know what the replacement cost is. So a few years back, I had somebody break into my vehicle and steal a bunch of tackle. Well, the insurance company said, you don't have a proper inventory or a record of having this product, so we're not going to replace it. So a simple way to get your inventory, everybody has a cell phone. Take your cell phone, take a picture of the products. So like Here's a tackle tray of Walleye Nation Creation baits. I just take a picture of it. Now I have counts. I have what kind they are. I have the colors. I have everything. So I can take an inventory of that. If you have plastics, it's a little more difficult because you're going to have to count them because some of these are bulky or you kind of can't see them very well. So smaller things you're going to have to actually inventory. You don't have to count every hook necessarily, but just get a general count and have the pictures available and keep them on record. And it's super easy to do. Just do it on your phone. And you can either send them to your insurance company so they have a record of it, or you just keep it in your own files. I mean, because what's it cost to replace a church tackle planer board? Do you know? Have you bought one lately? What's it cost to replace this is important because like this one has a tattle flag, has a clip. It all costs more money. You want to know what it costs to replace it, not just get the board. I want the tattle flag and everything else. Everything costs more money. Or how much does it cost for a tackle tray with all these baits? If you have pictures of it, you can go and actually calculate what was taken, or if you have a fire even for your homeowner's insurance. What happens to all these products? You need to have an inventory so you can get them replaced, and that is your Outdoor Tip of the Week.
Would you like to have your business on Outdoor Secrets Unwrapped? For more information, email us at osuradiotv@gmail.com.
Welcome back to Outdoor Secrets Unwrapped. I'm Erika Tanner, and we are here at the Hungry Trout Fly Shop with Reed this morning, and he is going to get me geared up so I can hit the river and try some fly fishing. So, Reed, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us so early, and thank you for taking care of us today, and I'm very excited about this. So, I know nothing, so I am in your hands.
Well, we're excited as well, and we're going to take great care of you and get you out on the river, get you on some fish.
Awesome.
Let's get you in some waders.
Okay. Waders.
Okay, what would you say is your t-shirt size?
Small, medium, large? Large. Good girl. Oh my gosh. This is pretty cool. I see we gotta get some, I am not dressed apparently for this because I just have some sneakers on. We actually are gonna be standing in the water apparently. Hopefully I don't go down or there'll be something for the blooper reel. I need to get on these waders. You can see Reed is already sporting his. Let's see how this goes.
So let's take off your shoes. Sometimes the wader sizing takes a minute. They're a little bit funny and there's a lot of possibilities.
Oh, they come with feet.
They do come with feet.
The balance is a little off here this morning. Not enough coffee. Okay. Hopefully this is the hardest part of this day.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Finally got them on. We had to go through a few pair. Thank you for your patience in finding the right pair.
Absolutely.
And what does actually make the right fit for these?
So the right fit is going to basically mean that you can move your legs up and down like this. You can squat down a little bit and have some room to move and not get constricted by the waders at any given point. And it looks like we finally nailed it here and we've got a good fit for you. So
it's a good look, right?
It is absolutely good
Fish
luck.
are going to be impressed. Substantial boots too. They feel like they're weighted, heavy.
And you're ready to go.
Yes, ready to row, ready to hit the river. So we'll be back in just a second. We'll see you by the side of the river. Hello, welcome back to Outdoor Secrets Unwrapped. I am Erika Tanner. Reed has gotten us down here by the riverbank, and we're about to start this fishing. So I'm very excited. And what do we do next?
Well, first thing, did you remember to get your fishing license?
I did remember to get my fishing license. I have it right here.
Excellent.
Excellent. So I'm good to go.
We're legal, we're good to go.
Yes.
And I'll explain to you now what we're using here and how we're going to approach this particular piece of river. So In fly fishing, everything is done by weights, your rods. So you got your kind of Swiss Army knife for fly fishing is a 9'5" weight rod. That's what you fish for trout for most of the time, small bass, things like that. What we're fishing with today is a 10'4" weight rod, which I kind of consider the do-it-all for the Ausable River, which is what we're on right now. We've got an indicator set up, which acts a lot like a bobber, and we're running some nymphs underneath. We're in a high water situation. The fish are pretty unlikely to come up to the surface, so we're going to get down to them, where they live and where they eat most.
Now, is this typical? The water seems to be flowing pretty good here. Is this a typical day on the river here? Or I know we've had a lot of rain lately, so
for this time of year, this is hot. So
Okay.
we're probably about double what we would be normally, maybe even more than that. But what that does is it gets a nice push of cool water down through here, keeps the fish happy, and actually gives us the opportunity to fish on a summer day, which we don't always get. Additional fly fishing back cast, and the water's going fast, so we don't really want to get way out there and put ourselves in a bad situation. So we're going to fish pretty close to shore here, and as you walk out a little bit, I just want you to be conscious of the fact that wading in these rivers in the Adirondacks, the rocks can be very slippery. It's usually going to be a challenging wading situation. So one big thing to do is to kind of shuffle your feet. Don't pick your feet up because the current will take your feet downstream and make it a little bit more difficult, which is our other important piece of safety gear. Always good to check those things before we get out on the water. But
And what is the point of the wading belt?
so the point of the wading belt is if you happen to find yourself in a situation where you go in, you kind of get swept downstream, that's going to buy you some time before the waders fill up. Because if the waders fill up with water, then it's going to kind of weigh you down, and obviously that's not going to be good. That you have one foot firmly planted before you move the next foot. That's one of the easiest ways to get tripped up here is by just trying to walk like you would in a normal situation. Use this as your third point of contact.
All right. And how far out are we going?
You're going to go right about, you can take one more step out. You probably got just about the right amount. So you're going to pick that indicator up a little bit. There you go. That is. And lift the line up off the water. And just follow it down. And that's it. Perfect. That will kind of shoot a little bit more line out. Go ahead and just keep doing what you're doing.
This way, I was talking with a few friends who were about fishing, and they said something about match the hatch, that I should know this. I have no idea what they're talking about, so if you could explain that.
Sure. So whenever we're fly fishing and we're using insect imitation, because sometimes we're not, but when we're using things that imitate insects, we're going to take a look around on our way to the river to see what's flying around in the parking lot, see what's in the spider webs in the trees, because there's a lot of bugs that hatch out of the rivers, and a lot of people don't even realize that a lot of the bugs that they're seeing originate in the river. Their nymph stage or their larva stage happens underwater. So dragonflies are one of those. That's a big example.
Okay.
So the dragonflies live their adult life, where they're flying around out on land, but they start here in the water. So sometimes we'll come out here and we'll see the dragonfly shucks on the rocks, and we know to try to imitate a dragonfly nymph.
Oh, okay.
Or in this case, we saw some stonefly shucks on the rocks, so we're gonna throw a stonefly out there. And I've seen some caddis flying around, so we're trying to match a caddis. And that's generally what you do. This time of year, there are less mayflies and more of, let's say, kind of like the there all the time bugs, and that would be like caddis, stoneflies, things like that. So we do have some ISO mayflies that are starting right now. They're kind of just getting going, so the fish may be keying on those. So far this morning we haven't seen a lot of bugs.
From Bridge Up Brewing, and you're watching Outdoor Secrets Unwrapped.
Welcome back to Outdoor Secrets Unwrapped. Wow, what a time we had. I just couldn't believe how Erika picked up how to cast within 10 minutes, and we have to thank Reed for that. So let's recap this for a second, okay?
Sure.
First off, where were we fishing?
So we were fishing on the west branch of the Ausable River, right here downstream from Wilmington, and there's about 20 miles of public water on this river, so great place to come and visit. 20
miles of public river water is a long ways when you think about it.
It sure is.
I'm going to start here, and I'm going to walk up there. So let's recap a little bit about what we did. And when you handed Erika the rod, what were you thinking?
Well, I was thinking that she looked like she was ready, and looked like she was capable, and she proved me right pretty quickly. So she did an excellent job and took to it very well. I was very impressed.
You know, we were talking off camera, you and I, about how women are so good at wanting to do what men do, right? And they pay attention. And sometimes I always think, do women really want to outdo the men? And I think they do. And that's why, you know, Erika was a perfect example of picking it up within literally minutes.
Yeah.
Watching you do what you were doing. And what was that she was doing?
So she was doing we were roll casting with an indicator setup, and then we added in a mend, which would be it's just kind of your basic 101 sort of thing. And you know, each thing that we added on, each little piece, Erika picked it up right away and did excellent. So
I thought it was interesting when we were trying on the waders and the boots and stuff, and I think we did, 2 pairs? We had to try on 2 waders.
Oh, sure, and that's pretty good. That's
right.
A pretty quick setup.
Right, because, you know, a lot of times people don't want to be swimming in them, but yet, like you said, you have to be able to move around.
Yeah, and the sizing can be a bit odd for them.
So, all right, so I want to go back to the river thing again, because it was really cool. We were fishing in an area, because we had a lot of rain up here, right? And we were fishing just kind of, I almost want to say it was like a big eddy, but I don't know if it's really an eddy or not. It was kind of blocked from a couple big boulders, but yet it was moving, but I didn't really see a swirl.
Sure.
So what do you call that?
I guess you'd call it more. It's kind of a hybrid between, you know,
a hybrid.
Things.
There you go. Yeah.
But it's it was kind of so pocket water is the general situation we were fishing, and then that was kind of a pockety run with a little bit of an eddy out on the side. And some shoreline structure as well. So kind of had a little bit of everything.
So what I was most impressed about was, one, how you presented yourself to Erika and how it was 101, fly fishing 101, and you stayed to the theme, which was good. And when she asked you about what does match the hatch,
sure,
you were able to explain it. And what do I say? Wow, I think I was talking to a entomologist. So I'm like, okay, but I really thought that, you know, for people that want to learn 101, you're the guy. You are the guy. to come visit here at the Hungry Trout Fly Shop and ask for Reed. Just ask for Reed, because this guy will take care of you. But yeah, that was really important to me, because when you talk about introductory fishing, if something went wrong, it would have been bad the rest of the whole time.
Sure.
So why would I want to go do that again, right? You wouldn't. So I thought it was really good. You handled everything. You helped her. You know, we had a couple little spills, but that's normal in fly angling or river fishing, right?
Yeah, anytime you're wading, there are going to be some falls on occasion, and Erika fell really well. Like we
Didn't
discussed.
she?
Yes.
Oh,
excellent.
God, it was like Princess Grace.
It was.
It was wonderful. I loved it. So, but yeah, it was a really good experience, and Evan and Rachel should be really proud to have you on their staff here at the Hungry Trout Fly Shop.
Well, I appreciate you guys saying that, and I really enjoyed having you both. It was a lot of fun, and you know, teaching beginners is one of my favorite things. And you know, experienced anglers are great, intermediates great, but
Right.
there's nothing like somebody kind of brand new and getting to watch them, you know, just experience it for the first time and really get something out of it and say, wow, this is a totally different world than what I expected. And
Exactly, and the views. You know, you're standing in the water and you're looking at the trees and the river flowing down. How fast does that thing get going? That water was moving kind of fast today.
so it can get very fast. So this river is more or less freestone.
Okay.
So it comes down from the mountains, and we have it's fed directly from the high peaks. It starts out on Mount Marcy, which is our highest mountain in New York State.
Yeah.
So, you know, as you can imagine, we get a couple inches of rain, and that accumulates and pushes down. And with the Ausable, it comes up fast and it drops back down fast. So just a few days ago, we were at, you know, probably about 6 times the flow that
Wow.
we were at
Yeah.
today. And that bank that we walk down, the river will actually fill up to those points, and
All
that's
right.
why it's eroded.
Well, we got to get cutting here.
Okay.
But how do people find you?
So people can find us at thehungrytroutflyshop.com. If you do a quick search for the Hungry Trout, if you don't remember that, it's going to come right up. So we're a pretty big name here in the Adirondacks, and we do a lot of fly fishing business.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Thanks for having me. You guys were great.
All right, folks. We'll be back next week with a new adventure right after this.
So Secrets Unwrapped is brought to you in part by Cooler Guard with the cleaning power of enzymes, Mercer Sports, Okuma Fishing, Let's Get Inspired, P-Line, Bennington Self-Storage, The Outdoor Experience Guide Service, Corker Boots, White Rocks Design Studio, who has been serving Southern Vermont for over 25 years, Hoffman Lures, Sugar Mountain Trading Company, Outdoor Secrets Unwrapped Hot Sauce, and a proud member of the Southwest Chamber of Commerce.
We'll meet you again. May God bless you. Adios. Wise men say only fools rushing. But I can't falling in love.